This is magnificent.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's how it always starts. But then later there's running and screaming.
Well, I was there on an expedition to look for Noah's Ark.
Bombed by the same guy who was driving around in a taxi.
Hi, welcome once again to Comedy Parenting Radio. My name is Jerry Begley, and we've got two of my sons up here in the studio. We have Elijah and Josiah. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
What did you do today?
We went skiing.
In the rain?
Yep.
Did you need windshield wipers on your goggles?
Yeah, we really did.
We really did. I got a lot of rain on my goggles.
And was there any mud anywhere?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, and I had to ski through it, and I nearly crashed when I came out.
Okay, so rain, mud, and probably skied over grass, I would imagine.
Yep.
Well, that's all part of spring skiing here in Colorado. Anyway, we'll be right back with the show. Stay tuned.
I'll trade you for my old wheelbarrow and a slightly used sombrero, and I'll even throw in a stapler if you insist.
Guess who needs to laugh the most? Your dentist. Day after day, they look into mouths of people with rotten teeth and bad breath. Give your dentist a breath of fresh air by sending them a copy of Dad the Tooth Fairy Didn't Come, and soon they'll be reclining in the chair and you'll be running the drill. To pick up your copy, send $20 check or money order to Tooth Fairy, 400 Prospector Trail, Marble, Colorado, 81623. That's Tooth Fairy, 400 Prospector Trail, Marble, Colorado, 81623. Comedy Parenting Radio.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting.
Location.
In the woods, just outside of town.
Oh, not surprising. You've got your home. Bears have theirs.
Yeah, but see, this wasn't just any bear. This bear was wearing jeans and a hat, as in Smokey Bear.
Jeans and a hat. That's definitely Smokey. What exactly did he have to say?
Well, we were about to head home, after having a bonfire.
Oh, I can guess where this is going.
Right. See, Smokey told me the fire wasn't actually out. He said if it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave.
That's true. Did you know that 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans? That means 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
Wow, no kidding?
I'm a forest ranger. We never kid.
Sorry.
that was a joke.
Oh.
If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference, because 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans. Brought to you by Smokey Bear, the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at smokeybear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
How much smoke can one stove make? The kids won't eat my charcoal cake. It's more than any man can take. Being Mr. Mom, well, paper smelled in a mate's.
Okay, welcome back to Comedy Parenting Radio. Today we're going to be talking about adventures in Turkey.
Turkey?
The country of Turkey.
Okay. That was unexpected.
I went to Turkey in 1990, and I did a bit of traveling with some different guys there. One of the guys' names was Gilles.
Jacques and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water.
I also have a friend named Jacques, too. But yep. Jacques never met Gilles. Yep. And they've never gone up a hill together.
So, Dad, what was so adventurous about Turkey?
Well, I was there on an expedition to look for Noah's Ark.
The Noah?
Yeah, the Noah.
The Ark?
Yeah, the Ark.
The flood?
Yeah, the flood.
The animals?
Yeah, the animals, too.
Wow. How did you end up there?
Well, I was asked by astronaut Jim Irwin from Apollo 15. He was very interested and used to go up there looking for Noah's Ark, and he asked me to go along because of my mountain climbing experience. One of the adventures we had while we were there was a taxi driver. We were in eastern Turkey, what the climbing team always called Dogabayazit, even though it's not pronounced that way in Turkish. And our taxi driver
Why
was...
do they call it the Go-Biles?
Dogobayazit. That's how it looks phonetically when you just look at the word Dogobayazit.
Ah.
And these guys were from Texas anyway and Colorado, so they're good at butchering other languages. But anyway, we were in Dogobayazit. Our taxi driver taking us around town was a young guy, and while he's driving through town, he turns to us and said, "I'm going to join the PKK." The PKK is the terrorist organization in Turkey. And Jim Irwin said, "You don't want to join the PKK." And the taxi driver said, "Yes, I'm going to join the PKK this year." So that was a little bit creepy because you never know if you're going to get
bombed by the same guy who was driving you around in a taxi.
yeah, or shot by the army or something like that. I don't know.
Are there any more adventures?
Well, yeah, we had a bus that we had taken to eastern Turkey, and I slept on top of the bus because it's pretty hot out there in the month of August, and so I'm on top of the bus, and I'd heard about the wild dogs in eastern Turkey.
Wild dogs?
Yes, people have wild dogs, but also feral dogs and whatnot, and these dogs will kill you if you are in the wrong place at the wrong time. And so I'm on top of the bus, and in the middle of the night, this pack of dogs came around the bus, and they were all growling and snapping. It was like midnight, and these dogs are outside the bus there, and I'm on the top of those watching them, thinking, I'm really glad I'm up here, but I guess I'm not going to get down and go to the bathroom anytime soon.
Why would you be on top of the bus?
I slept on top of the bus because it was really, really hot, and they don't have any air conditioning in the hotels or anything like that, so it was a lot cooler out there. It was probably only 95 degrees on top of the bus at night.
Well, go get us Slurpees if we ever go there.
No Slurpees in eastern Turkey. You're listening to Comedy Parenting Radio, talking about adventures in Turkey. We'll be right back.
Oh, but I'll be all right as long as there's light from a neon moon.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Captain, I must inform you, you're listening to Comedy Parenting Radio.
Happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you.
All right, hello. We're talking about adventures in Turkey in 1990 when I was there on the Noah's Ark Expedition with Colonel James Irwin, Apollo 15 astronaut. One of the adventures I had was after the expedition was over. Oh, I should explain what happened at the time.
What happened at the time?
We went over to Turkey 2 weeks after Kuwait was invaded by Saddam Hussein's people.
I hate that guy.
Yeah, well, anyway, it was a bad time to be over there, and a newspaper reporter wrote that James Irwin is in town to help the
Help the Germans.
A newspaper reporter in Ankara, the capital of Turkey, wrote that James Irwin is in Turkey to help the Kurdish terrorists. Well,
that's bad.
Yeah, that was really bad, especially when I'm sitting in the taxi and James Irwin is telling the taxi driver, you don't want to be a terrorist. Anyway, so it was the complete opposite of what was going on. But because of that, our climbing permit got shut down. We were not able to go climb Mount Ararat and look for the Ark, even though we had a specific location we wanted to go to called the Eye of the Bird. I've got a lot of stories from that expedition in 1990, but a couple of my favorites coming up here. After we couldn't go up on Mount Ararat, I left with a French guy named Gilles.
Oh, and Jill went up the hill.
Yeah, Jacques and Gilles went up the hill.
To fetch Belle.
Anyway, Gilles and I were traveling the train back across Turkey from eastern to western Turkey, like the Midnight or the Orient Express type thing. And we ended up in the town of Side, which is on the Mediterranean. And that in itself is a story how we got there. But we're walking along the boardwalk one evening, and Gilles said, I see swordfishes hanging out yesterday. Let us get a swordfish dinner tonight.
Swordfish, wouldn't that be pointy?
No, you don't eat the pointy part. You eat the meat.
Mm.
Anyway, so we go to an entrance of a restaurant, and the maitre d' is standing outside by the sidewalk. That's how they do it there in the evenings.
What's a maitre d'?
It's the guy who greets you and seats you and all that.
I thought that was called a waiter, but okay.
The waiter waits on you. I know. They don't have maitre d's at Burger King. Anyway. So the maitre d' is there, and Gilles says, we would like to have a swordfish dinner. Do you have swordfish? And the maitre d' looks at him and says, I'll be right back. And he comes out with this tray of something and shows it to Gilles, and Gilles says, no, thank you. And we left, and Gilles said, that was not even swordfish. I said, really? He said, yeah, they were trying to fool us with something else. That was not even swordfish, I know. And Gilles is at that time was a chef in Paris. And we went to a couple restaurants like that. Finally, we got to this restaurant, and Gilles said, you have swordfish? They go, of course we have swordfish. And they brought out some meat, some fish-looking thing, and Gilles said, fine, we will have 2 swordfish dinners. So we went in, sat down, each had a drink, and waited for the swordfish to come. When the swordfish came, I thought, oh, man, this looks really, really good, because Turkey has some great food and whatnot, but this looked really good. And so I take a bite, put it in my mouth, I look up, and there's Gilles. He's hunkered over, and he's spitting the swordfish out onto his plate. And he says, Jerry, do not eat the swordfish. And I said, what? He said, it is poison. Don't eat it. And I spit it out right away. And his eyes are big, and he said, don't eat that. The swordfish is poison. And so he gets the waiter, and he says, we are going to leave the restaurant. We will pay for the 2 drinks, but we are not going to eat this meal. And I was totally embarrassed. And the waiter said, 1 moment, please. And he went and got the chef. And the chef came out, and the chef said, what's wrong with the meal? And Gilles said, this swordfish is poison. Don't eat that, Jerry. It's poison. And the chef said, this is not poison swordfish. And Gilles said, I know. It smells like ammonia. And I am a French chef. I take the test. 50 smells blindfolded. I get all 50 correct. So I know that this is poison, and we will get the check. We will pay for the drinks and go. And I was totally embarrassed about that thing. And we left. And I found out about 2 years later that if you don't handle swordfish properly, it smells like ammonia. And it's poisonous. It'll definitely make you sick, if not worse. So
very interesting.
Yeah, so Gilles probably saved us from some really bad traveling indigestion. Yeah. You've been listening to Comedy Parenting Radio. Thanks for joining us in Turkey for some adventures. And hey, boys.
Yeah?
When you go, you can take those plates of poisonous swordfish with you, okay?
I think I'll leave those here.
My son, the hero defeats danger because he is dangerous himself. You are dangerous. Know it, say it.
You are dangerous.
No, say, I am dangerous.
I did.
No, say, I am dangerous.
You are dangerous.
No. You say, I am dangerous.
But you said...
Oh, never mind.